We talk about, obviously, like when I came out of college, no job, started as a canvasser, right? They took me under my wing.
Yeah.
And then I eventually became president of a $50 million residential remodeling company.
I mean, that's
right?
cool, but that's not even kind of as cool as my wife's a lesbian.
Yeah. Not even close to as cool. Not even close.
I mean, I love hearing about successes, but I'll be honest, I love hearing about failures more.
Yeah.
You can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. Yeah.
I just want to take a second to thank SMA Support Services for being a sponsor of Be Authentic or Get the Fuck Out. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate everything that you do.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Be Authentic or Get the Fuck Out. I'm your host, Eric Obrem. We're here at Win the Storm 25, and we've got a really, really good episode coming up here. I've actually been told I need to get this guy on the show for, I think, 2 or 3 years. And I don't know if he declined or just ignored me for that amount of time, but here we are. Today is going to be jam-packed full of something. I don't know what. These are my most favorite episodes because we figure it out as we go, which I also know is what Lexi doesn't want me to do. But sorry, Lexi, that's what we're fucking doing today. So I'm going to introduce my guest today, Travis Harvego. I said it right.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck it up every time. How are you, buddy?
Good.
Dude, glad you're here.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
No, thanks for having me on. We were able to connect. And for the record, it wasn't that our schedules didn't align. It wasn't a true decline. It was like, I think most people said, you need to be on with Eric and have a conversation with him. I was like, yeah, whenever we can get our stuff to align. So I'm glad we were able to align this time.
I'm excited to do it. I explain this in a lot of my episodes, and one of the reasons that I started this was because we come to events like this and we walk by people. I mean, you saw me on the walk back. How many times I just go, hey, how you doing? Wife, kids good? Yeah. And then we keep walking, right? And that's like the end of the conversation. Nothing else comes of it, and we don't actually get to know anybody any better, right? So I like to take these opportunities, especially with people that also work for companies that I genuinely respect. Like, I never use this platform as like a big sounding board to really promote anybody. Obviously SMA, yes, because they support me and whatever. But I want people to know who the people are behind the scenes of some of these really good companies that are out there, because they're not just working with a brand, they're working with people, right? So really briefly, tell everybody kind of what you do at Roofle and kind of what, why you're passionate about that.
Yeah, so I'm the CEO and co-founder of Roofle.
I didn't know the co-founder part.
Yeah, co-founder.
Nice,
yep.
okay.
Yep. So it was actually 5 of us.
Okay.
So we spun out of Hoffman Construction, so a construction company. So I was in construction for 15 years. And the idea came from that construction company. And so when the time came to where we started to really, start to launch the product and started to take off, we were working 2 jobs. We were doing this and doing the construction work at the same time.
Okay.
And then it became time, we said, somebody's got to leave the construction company and go take this thing to the next level because it's about to take off.
Because it was just proprietary to Hoffman Weber.
Yes, so we were just using it proprietary to Hoffman Weber at first.
Got it.
Yep, and we said, okay, we need to get this thing, kind of on its own and use it across the country. Right? So when we actually launched the platform and took off with it, we actually became Roofle, and we actually sold across the country to homeowners. We were B2C when we very first launched. So
I remember Joe telling me that, okay.
We were a contractor using the technology all across the country was how it rolled out.
And that worked.
It worked. I mean, yeah, in 2.5 years, we did about $7.5 million in revenue. Fully remote, no guys on site, just using technology, selling everything 100% remotely. So.
And profitable.
Yeah. So it was a fun time. It was more about us learning, kind of A/B testing what homeowners want, what they don't want, because our vision was always to go the SaaS model.
Yeah.
Was to not always stay construction. We've been contractors for so long.
Right.
We want to try to do something different, but in order to really A/B test this thing how we want to be able to use it in the general market. And so then there was a time I went to a meeting. It was at SRS headquarters in April of 2022. Is when contractors were irate because SRS said that they're going to start selling jobs back to contractors. So SRS...
What were they doing?
SRS was talking about this new platform that they were going to release, that were basically they were going to be gathering leads And then they were going to be selling those jobs and then giving them to their contractors. So they're like, hey, contractors, great news. We're not only giving you leads, we're giving you sold jobs. And the contractors went irate. And these are the 50 of the top contractors in the country at the time. You know, like the Apple roofings,
Yeah.
you know, and all the big ones that are out there.
And was that your technology they were going to use?
No, they were going to use a different type of technology that they
Okay.
planned on using, but the contractors were so mad they like kind of abruptly kind of stopped the meeting.
Right.
And then at that point they were like, it was actually it was Apple. One of the guys from Apple, Marcus, stood up and said, "Guys, Roofle's already doing this. They have the technology in order to do what this company's talking about." And they're like, "Hey, can we get that technology?" That night I said, "Guys, stop what you're doing. We're now going to pivot, and now we're going to become a B2B software, and we're going to offer our platform to contractors so that we can stop these basically SRS and these other distributors from becoming like glorified labor houses." Is basically what the vision was,
Yeah.
right? It makes now contractors become labor houses. So at that point is when we started to switch the business model in 2022, and then we launched the product in November 2022.
So when you were running it proprietary and running it across the country though for Hoffman Weber in different states,
Yeah.
or did you have just ginormous fucking ad spend in those markets to get clients?
Yes. So
Okay.
yeah, so we were doing a lot of ad spend.
Like a shitload, right?
A shitload, but then our organic was so good because we built out this great catalog that we were ranking 3 or 4 when you would search certain material products. We would show up really high in the organic section, so we would get a ton of organic traffic based on how our catalog was built. We were beating out some of the manufacturers on their own products
Really?
with our catalog. Yes.
Who was the smart motherfucker behind that?
Yeah, that was Matthew, our director of marketing.
Okay.
I thought about the idea of being able to build that thing out so well that it would actually rank higher than their own sites.
Wow.
Yes.
How do guys like me do that?
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. I mean, I think that there's still a way to be able to do it. I don't know how he built it out and how we did it, but he had basically explained.
Because that's really the only way to do it, though, is to have a ginormous ad spend, right? Especially if you're in markets like, because you didn't have brick and mortar locations
Yeah.
in any of these places, right?
Right, yep.
And then they had to trust you enough to hire you
Correct.
and pay you remotely. Like they weren't dealing with a rep,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Like was there a sorry, now I'm in the weeds, but like
Yeah.
I'm interested, right? But like was there project managers on site?
So we actually would work with local contractors in that market. We call them trade partners, and we would actually give the work to the trade partners. So the trade partner or the contractor in that market would then go out and do the work. So we were
So
actually
you were doing what SRS wanted to do.
pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Because it wasn't really you guys doing the work.
Right.
Or your subs.
Right.
You were subbing it, but subbing it to a real
A real contractor.
like a real
We were
contractor.
giving it to them. Yes.
Got it. And then you were just keeping a rip.
Yep. We were
like a
keeping
sales
it.
guy, basically.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and the companies loved it because they don't got to have a sales guy involved. It's basically just going straight to production, right? And they would tell us their pricing and what we had to hit for them
Yeah.
to take the job.
Right.
So in that market, we would make sure we would price it as far as what they would accept the jobs for.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell everybody really quickly what Roofle is, because I guess we didn't actually talk about, like, what's the technology?
Yeah, so Roofle is the technology that allows for instant estimation. And really what it is about instant estimation on the homeowner's website, the contractor's website, which then allows the homeowner to go to the contractor's website and get an instant quote. So it's fully white labeled, so the technology looks like it's the contractor's technology.
Right.
So that now they're engaging with the contractor and they can see real-time products, real-time pricing. The goal behind that part of it is that you get higher conversions on your website. Most contractors have, say, form fills that say get a free quote, get a free, a free inspection, where this is like find out what your roof is going to cost. We see increased conversions. The other part is allowing your sales reps to use the technology in the field. So now that they can streamline the process from time they go to the appointment to actually presenting them with a proposal in a matter of minutes rather than hours or days.
Right.
So there's two different sides to how to use it.
Are those a couple of the things that differentiate you from the other assholes that are doing it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also the information we get. So like we're getting the squares, we're getting the pitch, we're getting the complexity, we're getting the perimeter. So we're getting a lot of information to where a lot of the other ones you have to plug the number in yourself. because they don't have it. And that's where we have it already, so
Got
you don't
it.
have to even think about it. It's already in there. Just push a button and continue on forward.
What's the next big thing coming from Roofle?
The next big thing is us going into the gutter space. So Gutter Quote Pro is coming out
Oh,
at the end of
okay.
this year. So now we'll not only be doing roofs, but we'll also be doing gutters as well.
How do you do that with downspouts?
So downspouts is based on elevation of the house. We have elevations. So now it's going to be able to predict as far as where the downspouts should be. If you want to add some, you can always add some if there's more on the house, but based on the lengths of the gutters and the elevation is going to predict as far as where the gutters or the downspouts need to be.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When's that come out?
End of December.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. All right. Let's talk about Travis.
All right.
Yeah, I want to know more. I want to know more about you because I've talked to 3 different people that are like, Travis has got a really cool story. When you sit down and if somebody asked you, because I guess somebody is, and somebody asked you like, what was your moment that changed some type of trajectory for you to get you on this path that you're on now? Because everybody's got like mine was getting out of jail, right? Like mine was getting out of jail, and I had this aha moment of like, I got to change. I have to do something different. I'm not saying it needs to be as dramatic as that, right? But like everybody's got that moment in their life, whether it's in their 20s, 30s. How old are you?
37.
Okay. So like everybody's got that somewhere in that moment where they were either down
Yep.
or they were high, but they were unfulfilled or whatever it was.
Yep.
What was that moment for you?
I think it really kind of started when I came out of college. I think it really kind of clicked for me when I came out because, number one, everybody in my family told me, why are you going to college? That's a stupid idea. Why would you go
Really?
to college?
Why?
I don't know. I think because nobody else really in my family went to college.
Okay.
So they said, you don't need to do that.
I mean, I hate college too, but I was just curious why they would have
so when I said
it.
I'm going to go to college, it was always why? Why do you want to do that?
Okay.
You know, what's the reason, for going that? And I said, it's just, I want to go to college because I want to be able to have a better opportunity, in life. And I want to go to school because I wanted to be in construction management is what I wanted to do. I was a laborer in high school doing bricklaying.
Okay.
And so I made pretty close friends with a C-Soup, a guy on site overseeing the house builds. And he was kind of talking about, what his job was. And I was like, kind of want to go do that. Right. And in order to do so was something you went to college for, got a degree in, and be able to do that. So went to college, really wasn't supported throughout college, kind of doing it on my own as far as just going there, doing it, showing up, but as far as like still defeating the odds. And then I came out of college and there was no jobs. It was 2009 and the economy was horrible and there was just no jobs. So you couldn't find anything as far as, being able to get any sort of work. So I was scrambling, looking, and I went to a job fair and there was somebody there hiring for canvassers, door knockers for a construction company or insurance restoration company. And I was like, I'm pretty good at talking to people. Like, how much do I make? And it's, so much per appointment is what you're going to make, right? But you go out there, knock doors, hustle, whatever it was, right? I'm like, okay, sounds good. So took that job. And when I took that job, my manager really took me under his wing and really like trained me. And I felt like I actually had like a family.
Yeah.
Because really growing up, I didn't really have a family. I had like abandonment. My mom kind of left when I was younger. She kind of left. My dad really wasn't there.
Kind of left or did leave?
Did leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, you either do or you don't.
Well,
right?
I mean, she tried to check in once.
did.
She tried a little bit, and then it was kind of like we were kind of like you moved like across the country.
That's
like,
an interesting. I want to dig into that a little bit because that is different. Because it's usually the other way around, right? It's usually the dad that leaves, right? It's not usually the mom. And if there is, and I'll get as personal as you want, but like usually when it's a mom, there's like a mental thing going on where they left. You know what I mean? And like they either had to figure that out or like they went down a road and they ended up homeless or, you know what I mean? Like there's always some kind of like mental illness or something like that goes with that, right?
There was.
And there was.
She had a boyfriend far away. They ended up getting into some drugs. And so she went to go be close to him, close to, to that
And
life.
how old were you?
At that time I was in 5th grade, I believe.
God.
6th grade.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have 2 brothers.
Are they older or younger?
One's older, one's younger.
Okay. I mean, that had to fuck you up as a kid.
Yeah, it was tough.
Right?
To think about your mom left. And again, at the time, I didn't understand.
Right.
Why are you leaving? She's like, oh, I'm doing it for love. I'm doing it for love, right? And I'm like, okay, but what about my love?
Right.
What about us love, right? And she's like, well, I can come. I guess if you guys wanted to, I can ask and you guys can come with.
I can ask.
I'm like,
get fucked.
I'm like, well, I don't really know this guy. Like, I've never really met this guy. Like, I think I'm good, like right where I'm at, because I'm like, you guys are living in like a 1-bedroom type of place or whatever. Like with him, I'm like,
Weird.
I'm like, nah. I'm like, I think I'm gonna stay here, because at that time my dad had to step up, and he had to basically,
Yeah.
because even at that point my dad was kind of, he got married a few times since he had, because my parents got divorced when I was like 2, so like very young. So he was kind of in and out, you know, throughout my life. But at that point, he's like, well, if you're leaving, I'm gonna have to step up. So then my dad kind of took us in, but you know, his wife at the time was kind of like, we
Not
never,
what we signed up for.
it's not what we signed up for.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of not what we. So it was kind of a rough kind of
Oh my God.
transition.
Dude,
right?
that's horrible.
Horrible, right? So, but I mean, eventually she kind of got sick of it, and then his wife left him, because she just was just like, "That's not what we signed up for." And now we have these kids, you know, and she had her own 2 kids at the time, and so it was kind of a.
You're literally the kid who not parents, because it wasn't your mom, but like, you know, stepmom leaves, and it's like, no, it's not your fault.
Right.
It's like, it was.
Yes.
Like it was like she literally said, "Dad, fuck those kids."
Yes.
Like, that, and I mean that affects you for a long time.
So you have this piece, and then you have this piece. So
Right.
you're like, what is wrong
With me.
With me that everybody wants to just up and leave, right?
Fuck.
Right. So so yeah, I'm going through all that stuff, right? But then in high school, as I got into high school, middle school, I just became friends with really good people, and
So you did. You made good friends, and
I made
you
good
weren't
friends.
like a piece of shit.
yeah, I made good friends, had great friend groups.
Did
I
you get in
played
trouble?
sports. Trouble. I got in trouble one time, and I'll never get in trouble again. So I took the fall for my brother one time. My brother had done some bad stuff,
Yeah.
right? And basically took the fall. I said it was me, because he had already had a felony on his record.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so he basically was going to go to juvie for a long period of time. So I said it was me. Grew up in a smaller town. The cops realized it was not me, it was actually him. So I'm in the middle of the lunchroom, senior year, right? And having lunch. The officers come in, ask me to stand up, arrest me in the middle of the lunchroom, and haul me out of the lunchroom.
Get fucked, really?
Yes. And so they haul me out of the lunchroom under arrest because of false information to a police officer.
Because you said it was you.
Yes.
So they arrested you for
Yeah.
admitting to
Yes.
a crime that you didn't commit.
Yes.
How did that end?
I mean, I went to jail for
For which part?
for that charge, right? For
Okay.
that, so they brought me to jail.
Yeah.
Right. So I had to get bailed out. Right. I was
Yeah.
there for a matter of like 3 hours, maybe
Yeah,
4
yeah,
hours,
yeah.
but I was in there in a cell with a guy who was in there for attempted murder, in the same holding cell as this
Really?
guy. Yes. I mean, this is a small town,
Yeah,
small
yeah.
county, right? So I'm like asking this guy a story. He seemed like a pretty nice guy, right? Had some good conversation, but I'm like, why am I in the same holding cell as some guy, right? Charged? It was just crazy,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm like, I'm never, ever, ever coming back here again, right? Like that moment in time was like, I will never get in trouble. Like,
Yeah.
I this is on the straight and narrow from this point forward. Like that was it. So, yeah. So, anyways, that's my got arrested, getting in trouble story. That's the only time.
Do you still talk to your mom?
It's funny because I just recently reconnected with her.
Did you?
Yes. After
Interesting.
14 years.
What spurred that?
It was relationship things that I've been dealing with
Okay.
in my relationships,
Yeah.
right? With this whole abandonment situation.
Yeah.
I can't have a healthy relationship with anybody.
Really?
With having this abandonment situation, I can't let them in. I can't let them close to me. Anybody who's trying to love me,
Yeah.
I have to keep them at a distance.
Ah.
So it's a big problem, right? Because when they start to show me love, and I'm showing some back, but
Yeah.
I can't let them in fully.
Fully,
I'm
yeah.
still a little bit kind of on guard just
Yeah.
because of that scenario. I had to get rid of that piece of my life in order to actually allow somebody to ever love me ever again in my life.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you have a therapist tell you to do that?
I had a therapist tell me to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been working with a therapist for the last 3 years.
Did it work?
So, still working. This is new. Of
course,
This is
yeah.
actually in the last 2 months.
Okay.
A month and a half that I actually reconnected with my mom again. And I actually sat down with her and asked her those hard questions. Why did you leave? Why did you leave us? Because as a kid, when she was telling me these things, is it the real truth? I don't really know. So I asked her those really hard questions, right?
Yeah.
And had that conversation. And she basically had told me, yeah, I went down there for love and opportunity. I was raising you kids since you guys were all really little by myself. I was a single mom. I had on and off boyfriends here or there because of working, and I was always busy, and so I just kind of was I had an opportunity at Love, and I said, I'm gonna go, right? Like, that's my opportunity, and I was able to pass you guys off to a caregiver, being your dad, and I said I really wanted to go, and she basically said, like, she's like, now I regret it. I'll never get that piece of my life back, but I regret it so hard because I lost my relationship with every one of my kids, every one of my grandkids. I don't have any relationship with any of them because I made that move.
Is she alone now?
She's alone now.
How does that make you feel?
I mean,
because my immediate reaction is like, good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, good. I mean, good.
Right?
Right.
Like, but that's a shitty thing to think and say, right?
Yeah,
like, that's just my initial thought. Is like, good. I'm glad you're fucking alone.
I want everybody to have happiness.
Right.
Right. I want everybody to have that.
Yeah.
You know, that piece of it. But you know, at the end of the day, it's like, I for her sake, I wish it would have been like, wow, she did find her happiness. The thing that she chose, she had forever in her life, and it was amazing. So it worked out for her. But the fact she made this choice and it didn't work out for her, and she lost this and she lost this, she lost everything that she had. I mean, that part to me, you know, it hurts, right? Inside, as far as for that part for her. But I mean, for me, just to be able to have that conversation was a big piece of me being able to kind of break that piece of that whole abandonment. It did help a lot.
Really?
It did help a lot. Understanding that the reason why she did it, and because again, like, I've been in love, right? And I've had to make hard decisions in my life, being in love, right? Because it takes a lot of work. So I get the choice she had to make. But I can only understand that being where I am today in my life, understanding why she made that choice or how she could have made that choice. But obviously she made a wrong choice, obviously, for her kids, right? And that's something that I look up as, like, for me, I want to break the cycle and make sure that doesn't happen to my kids, right? Yeah. So that's where, you know, it's that part to where it's like, you know, I just want to have that part heal for me, which it's a portion that has healed for me on that. So yes, that helps a lot.
I'm trying to put myself, so what I talk about a lot in the book and everything is, like, one of the main chapters is based on empathy, right? And I'm trying to put myself in both situations, right? To try and understand where the other person's coming from. Like, I'm trying to put myself in yours and, like, what you had to have been going through. And I'm trying to put myself in hers. I'm having a hard time with that. Because I have a daughter, right? I have kids. Like, you don't have any kids.
I have 3 kids.
Oh, you have 3 kids?
Yes. I have 3 kids, yes.
Okay, that I didn't know.
I was married, yes, for a period of time, no longer anymore. But
how old are your kids?
So they are 13, 11, and 9.
Does that make it even harder, though, to overcome? Because could you imagine doing that to your kids?
See, that's the part, too, that makes it even hard, right? Because, like, having kids, right? How could you make that decision, right? And I guess the only thing that crosses my mind is that she thought that us going to my dad's house was better than what she could provide for us. And so he can provide you with a better life than what I can provide you. That's the only possible take.
And you have to believe that to be able to be okay with it.
That's the only thing that I have to believe. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Wow.
Because he was married, right? And she was not. She was a single mom, right? At the time. So she says, he's married, he has a household that's established, I'm a single mom. Right.
There's a family unit there.
You're going to be better out. That's the only thing that, you know, that I could see from that aspect.
So obviously you went to her to try and help you overcome something.
Yeah.
Have you decided what the end product, end goal of that is actually? Like, is it to reestablish, or is it to just get you to a better place personally?
It could be both. It could be both, right? I told her, I said, I forgive you. I sat there and I said, I don't know about anybody else, but I forgive you for what you did. Right? I mean, that's just the way I'm a big believer.
But that's for you.
Christ. It's for me.
Yeah, that's for you, and it should be.
Yeah, it's for me. Yeah. I said, I forgive you for what you did, right? Yeah. And if we can continue to have a relationship, you know, beyond this, you know, I mean, I don't know what that relationship looks like. You know,
does she live nearby?
No, she lives in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I live in Florida. So, but she talks about coming down to visit, you know, and coming visiting and trying to get more established. But I think for her, she had tried to reach out so long ago that she, you know, just it wasn't there. But now that I've reconnected, I think she's willing to put the effort in to try to reestablish, you know, that relationship.
Were they young parents?
Yeah, they were young parents. I think she was 20 when they had me, 19, 20 when they had me. My older brother, I think when she was like 17. And then Yeah. So yeah, they were young parents.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now what I'm excited about is I'm excited for you to come to Omaha and come fucking hang out and play some golf with us, or at least ride around in a fucking cart.
Yeah.
And come play some golf and hang out. It's one thing to go through all the shit that you're going through, but like as we get older, it's the relationships that we make today. And having the ability to know that we can pick up a phone and call somebody because of like time spent together and like true conversations that were like had, right?
Yeah.
To be able to be better and do all the things that we're trying to do, because like you're obviously like very successful, you know, like in the business and in all the things that you're doing, but people from the outside looking in don't see all this other shit that's going on in the background. They're like, oh, Travis is successful, he's fucking killing it at life, he's fucking doing this, he's doing that, and he doesn't, and people don't know the pain that we're going through in the background.
Yes.
Right? Like they don't see that, and those conversations, like for people watching and listening, like those are the conversations you need to challenge yourself to have with other people, right? Like I got this random phone call the other day from a guy just calling me and thanking me for putting out my book, and like he introduced somebody to my podcast and they got like some value out of it, and you know, like changed how they saw something in their life and whatever. And you never get to, generally the only calls that we get are the people calling and bitching, and that we have to put out fires and we have to deal with problems, right? And we never get those real connection phone calls, right? So that's obvious. That's one of the reasons I'm really excited that you decided to come up on this trip, and you know, this will air after that's, you know, all done and everything. I hope that leads us into a better opportunity to get to know each other even better, right? Because that's why I come to these things now, right? Like I don't need to fucking be here. I'm not selling anything at all, right? Like I'm here to hang out with like a few people that I really want to get to know better, right? And like this platform gives me that opportunity to be able to do that.
And I love this platform because again, it's like I believe that everybody needs to have people like yourself, or other people that they can go to and have conversations about things that are going on, you know, in life and things like that. And so that's where I think, you know, having these types of conversations, you can see that on the outside, people only see one perspective of what's happening, but deep down, everybody's dealing with something.
100%.
Deep down.
100%.
They're always battling things, they're always going through things, and they have to overcome them. So it's not just like everything is always sunshine and rainbows.
No.
It's everybody's
because it's normally not.
Yeah,
it's normally not.
Let's take a second and let me tell you about SMA Support Services. We use SMA Support Services in our company. We have a multitude of virtual assistants that are all managed by people at SMA. They make sure that all your people are on task and doing the work they need to do so that you can be doing the things that are revenue producing for your business. If you don't know about SMA Support Services and you don't have any virtual assistants inside of your company, you need to check out SMA Support Services.
So the way that I like to always kind of wrap up episodes and everything is that whenever a guest comes on, there's usually something that we start on. We start going down a rabbit hole, then we forget to close the loop on it. Or there's a story or some type of thing that we want to leave the audience with that you have in your head that I didn't know about, that I didn't bring to the table. So I always give the stage back to the guest to be able to make sure that we either close a loop, or you make sure that if you had in your head like, man, I really want to talk about this on the show, this is that opportunity to do that.
Got it. Okay, like the fact
So it's on you.
fact that my wife is a lesbian. Is that one?
I don't know this story.
No?
No one told me this story. Apparently, everybody decided that this was Travis's story to tell.
Well, I mean, there's many a stories like we went through, right?
I want this one.
This is the one you want?
Yeah, fuck now I do.
All right, this is the one you want.
This is fantastic.
Yes. So
how did we figure this out?
Yes. So yeah. So the story.
This will be great. Let's dig in.
Yeah. So yeah.
Your wife, your old
ex-wife.
Yep.
Who I have kids with.
That you have kids with.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So story is this, right? So we met in Colorado. So when I was working for the construction company, I had an opportunity to go out to Colorado to go open up an office in Colorado as we expanded. Okay. that's where I ended up meeting my my ex-wife, was in Colorado.
Okay.
And so I went there, met her there at a bar, and you know, the rest is
A straight bar.
Straight bar, yes. So she had a son.
Okay.
So she did have a son. By the time I met her, she already had a son.
Okay.
So yes, she was straight, and you never would guess that she's any sort of lesbian, right? Beautiful girl. You know, not any sort of idea that she was whatsoever early on in the relationship.
Sure.
No clue, right? And so everything went well. You know, obviously she got pregnant. We got pregnant, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, well, that means we probably should get
To
married.
be fair, lesbians can be beautiful.
Yes.
Lexi, Rebecca, like, love you.
Yeah.
That was a horrible statement to make by my friend Travis. Go on.
Yeah. So anyways, so we got pregnant. So we said, okay, we probably should get married, right? So then we, you know, set everything up to get married.
Okay, so you knock her up.
Yep.
Then you decide to get married.
Yep,
Okay.
get married. Yep. And so we get married. Then we have 2 more kids after we get married.
Okay.
Okay. And then probably close to right around COVID time, right about the time of COVID, so 2020. We got married in 2011. When we got married in 2020, 2021 is when it was starting to be like some signs as far as like maybe some distance happening,
Yeah.
right? And typically you think, okay, there's some distance happening here. We have 3 kids.
Yeah.
She was a very successful nurse practitioner, so she had a really good job. I was running the other company, so we're both very, very busy. In fact, we actually had a nanny hired. Our nanny actually like raised our kids for us.
Okay.
During that time, but we just kind of became more distant.
What the fuck is that? That is a terrible fucking microphone.
That is a
Sorry.
horrible
We're trying to tell wife turns into lesbian stories. Okay,
Yes.
come on.
So I don't remember where I was, but anyways, we had a nanny that was raising
Yes,
the
that's
kids.
where you were,
Yes,
yeah.
where we were. So she was raising the kids, and so we just kind of got distance, right?
Yeah.
So normally you think, okay, the spark is gone, whatever it is, right? Whatever, and it's like, okay, she probably has somebody else she's seeing at work or whatever that it may be. So I had some sort of suspicions on something was going on, and she would do some odd things like having new friend groups that she would go out with. I'm like, that just seems weird. Like, why would you be doing that? Clearly something must be happening, right?
Right.
But they were all like girlfriends that she was going out with, right? And I did some investigating as far as like who she was texting. I was like, it just seems a little bit off that she's so distant, whatever. And so she was hanging out with a couple of other lesbians,
Yeah.
who she was hanging out with,
Right.
right? And so it comes to
Which would normally make you feel safe.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like when I confront her, I'm like, who's this? Who's this? Oh, that's so-and-so. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, okay, they're girls. I mean, that seems pretty
Right,
safe, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so we said, okay, maybe a move to Florida, right? A whole new vision on
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
right? Will kind of help us out, right? And so then we moved down to Florida.
And we
from
both
Colorado.
agreed.
Yeah, we both agreed that we wanted to get down there. So we moved down to Florida, go down there, and it was about 6 months into basically us living there. It was basically where she had came to me and basically sat me down and basically said, the reason why I've been so distant, and I know for certain now, is that I'm attracted to females. I'm a lesbian, and I've actually always been attracted to females since I was young. And in fact, I had 2 girlfriends in high school, but I've always kept it hidden as far as from anybody because she grew up in a very small town.
Yeah.
And so it was very, very
Sure.
frowned upon
Yeah.
for anybody to be any sort of, gay or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like, that's where she's always just had this mentality of being that, but she's always like been told or raised that she can't be that way. But her mind has always said the other
Yeah,
way,
sure.
always, right?
Yeah.
So that was like when the conversation had is when she sat down and she had told me that this is the way that she's feeling.
Yeah.
And it was like,
How did that go?
it was real shocking, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, if it's another guy, right? You're like, okay, what does he have that I don't have?
Right.
Like, what, where did I go wrong? Whatever it is. But how do you compare yourself in a situation to where you didn't?
It's kind of hard to get mad.
Yeah. How do you get mad? Right? It's very hard to get mad about it because
Yeah.
it's like, it's your brain.
I can't compete with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't compete with it. It's the way that you're.
And I get it, dudes are gross.
Yeah. I get it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then what? Like, how did was that it? How the split happen?
Yeah, I mean, so basically at that point, we did live together for another, I think, 4 or 5 months after that period, as
Yeah.
far as in the house and like separate parts of the house.
Yeah.
Or to try to like for the kids a slow transition type of period. But then it was basically as we went through like settling the divorce and all that. So we still lived together as we were settling the divorce. Very, very civil
Yeah.
type of divorce settlement.
How is it
Everything's
now?
very civil. good. Our relationship is really good.
Yeah.
She lives a couple miles from me.
Really? Good co-parenting.
Good co-parenting.
Yeah.
Like we have a good communication overall. And sometimes we'll go to each other's events that we host,
Oh,
and
shit.
so like, we actually have a pretty good relationship. At first, it was not so much because I had to like separate myself from the whole thing, you know. But now we're 4 years, you know, later, and over the last year or so, we've been able to kind of really get on the same page. And
So
have a
did that fuck you up with the addition of all the other shit that we already talked about?
I mean, it all kind
of blended
it all
together,
kind
right?
of goes together.
Yeah, like it just keeps fucking hitting you with a goddamn ball-peen hammer over the head, right?
It keeps hitting you in the head, right? Over the head, where it's like, where can you find a win, right? And where can you find? And then you find people who like truly want to love you, and you're like, you can't allow them to because you've gone through all these things.
Yeah.
So which is why I've been working obviously through a therapist for a few years now, working through these things. And one of the things is she's like, I think you need to knock one of these things out one by one, you know, to be able to have these conversations.
Yeah.
You know, about like you know, with your mom, right? And all these different conversations you need to have, so you can kind of close the door on these things.
Yeah.
So then you can understand it's not your fault.
Right.
It's not because of you of why these things happen, right?
Do you
It's
believe
because-
that yet?
I'm starting to believe
Starting
that.
to?
I'm
Okay.
starting to believe
I know
that
it's
some of these
fresh
things-
and it's newer.
Yeah. I'm starting to believe these things
Okay.
as far as like that happening.
Yeah.
Is because of the decisions that they made as far as the reason why they did it.
Wow. Was there a different story that you were going to tell than that one?
No.
Okay.
Wait, why? Is
Because
there another
you
one?
know, because when I was like, no, let's, and you're like, is that the one? Like, was there another one? Because that was a great fucking story. Was there another one you had?
Well, I mean,
I feel like you got a couple that I don't fucking know about.
well, like we talked about.
'Cause this was his fucking, he's the one that said you got all kinds of goddamn stories that I need to fucking hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about obviously like when I came out of college, you know, job started as a canvasser, right? They took me under my wing.
Yeah.
And then I eventually became president of a $50 million residential remodeling company.
I mean, that's
right?
cool, but that's not
Yeah.
even kind of as cool as my wife's a lesbian.
Yeah. Not even close to as cool. Not even close.
I mean, I love hearing about successes, but
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I love hearing about failures more.
Yes.
Right? Because like now, everybody watching and listening, like they get to hear like you're a real person that went through some crazy ass fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? But you've decided to take the steps
Yeah.
to be able to fucking get through all of it
Yeah.
and not just sit and wallow and fucking bitch and complain
Yeah.
about it and cry about it and not get out of fucking bed the next day.
Correct.
Right? Because
Yeah.
that would be an easy thing to do.
Yes.
Right? Like you have been through
Some shit.
some fucking shit.
Oh, maybe the story of my dad shooting me. Is that maybe another
Yes,
story?
that one. Let's close with Dad shooting
All right.
me.
So
Let's
that-
close with that.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Yeah. So that happened when I was 15. So I was 15 years old. My dad was going through the divorce of his wife leaving him,
Okay.
right? And so he was going through a very tough time. My dad was a raging alcoholic
Okay.
for many years.
Is he still?
He quit for a long time.
Okay.
So after the time that I had gotten shot, he basically was forced to,
Right.
because he went to jail for, I think it was two years, a year and something.
Okay.
He went to jail for.
Okay.
He was actually in jail for shooting me. But
I'm not laughing at you. This is amazing.
it's amazing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he did quit for, I think it was like 15 years that he
Okay.
quit drinking, and
Yeah.
then he recently started drinking again. Recently.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
But so he quit for a long period of time.
I wouldn't let him babysit my kids.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
how did he shoot you? Why
Yeah.
did he shoot you?
So he was going through the divorce, right? He's going through a tough time, and I don't know like all the details because I wasn't like physically like there to see it. Because what happened is that he had been out drinking, he had came home. I think that he was threatening some certain things. I don't know what it may be, but
To you?
No.
Oh.
He's on the phone with somebody. My
Got it.
assumption would be his ex-wife, right? Would be my
Okay.
assumption that he was talking to, but. He had a gun, right? And I don't know if he didn't know that we were home because it was me and my two buddies
Yeah.
in the room below his room. And he shot the gun, right? I don't know if he wanted to like scare somebody because of the threatening or whatever that it was, but he shot the gun through the floor and ended up coming through the floor. And I was sitting like this, and the bullet came and hit me right here in the leg. I'm inches away from death. Inches away from death.
And you were 15.
15 at the time. Yeah.
Wow. What happened next? Did he like come down?
So no. But everything happened like so fast. Like when I got shot, I heard the blast.
Yeah.
But I didn't really feel anything until like at least 10 seconds later. Right.
Yeah.
So like I was like, whoa, what was that noise?
Yeah,
And all of a
shock.
sudden, then I feel the pain, and I saw my leg was just ripping with blood, right, all over the place. And by the time that I was like, oh my God, like I was like in shock. By the time I even get out of the door of my room, the cops were there, the paramedics were already there, like they
Really?
were there that quickly, that fast. They were there, showed up.
Did your dad call him?
I'm guessing whoever he was talking to had called him, probably because maybe he said he had a gun or whatever it may have been. So my assumption was that they probably had called him maybe a minute or two, because the station was not far away from my house. It was maybe a mile. That's the station where the cops are, the ambulance, the fire trucks were usually stationed. So it wasn't far, right? So somebody must have called them so that they were already on the way. Because by the time that, like I said, I got out of the door, and I'm talking to maybe a minute or so, right, of like everybody okay, all these things, and then being able to kind of walk my way out of the room, they were already there, right? Grabbed me, laid me down, like wrapped me up, like threw me on the stretcher, hauled me out the door, brought me in the ambulance down to the hospital, right, like out the door, fast, gone.
So now, what's relationship with dad like?
Yeah, so. For a while, it was, obviously he was in jail for a while, so my grandpa came up and raised me. So when he went to jail, my grandpa came up and raised me.
Abandonment.
Yeah, right, because my mom wasn't there, right? She was gone, so she couldn't have came to raise me. So my grandpa comes in, and my dad's dad, who my grandparents have always been great, always been there for me, always at their house. They're fantastic people. So he came up and stayed there while my dad was off, right? And so he stayed there with me or whatever. So I really didn't see him or talk to him really at all. And so really up until probably till I graduated in the middle of college, I think, was kind of the first time I started really talking to him again. I would say sometime around then was about the first time I started having a conversation with him.
Yeah.
And then so at that point, then it's been kind of on and off. But as of recently, as I've been going through these events, a similar type of thing where I haven't been having conversations with him, similar type of conversations to be like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Is he trying to give you any clarity?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. He's, raging alcoholic, depression issues, all those types of things, that he's been going through. And so basically he just was never in a really good headspace. And of course he's, real apologetic for where he was at that time, and, just all those things, as far as what he did, he wish he never would have done. I mean, all those types of things, but, and it's funny because I only understand it now because, again, I've been in some places like where he's probably been into where I'm like, I'm at rock bottom, right? I'm in a situation where I can't find my way out. I'm in a situation where I can't, I'm like, it's pretty bad, and I don't know if I ever got to that point of it, but to get to that level, but I could see to where a person could get to that level.
Yeah.
And so,
Holy fuck. You have got some good stories. I can't wait to learn more about you when we play golf. We just can't sit here for 3 hours and do it. But this is amazing. I think if for those of you watching and listening, if there's something that you can take from this episode, I think that it's again, what we talked about earlier is that just what you see on the outside, don't forget about what people are going through in the background. Don't forget about the fact that we all have our shit, right? We've all got some type of struggle that we either went through or we're currently going through, right? Because you're still in the process of processing all of this shit.
All of it.
Right? But at the same time, running a very successful fucking company and getting up every day and doing the shit that you have to do to do that and support the people around you and your coworkers and the people that you're leading on a day-to-day basis, right? And you can't go have those conversations with those people either, right? Because they need to see you as that leader. And so a lot of times we get into this really weird spot where we want to be able to have that conversation, or at least just be like, man, do you at least understand where I'm coming from, and you're not going to judge me for it, and I don't have to worry about what you're going to do as an employee or whatever, because we turn a lot of employees into close friends, right? And but the problem is a lot of times you can't make them confidants. Right?
Yeah.
And that makes it hard because we want to lead them, but then we also want them to see us as vulnerable so that they can be vulnerable at the same time. right?
Yes.
But there's this like give and take, and it's really tough. And it's why we have to surround ourselves with people that you can be okay with.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's why I started CCM. It's why I wrote the book. It's why I did Exhale. It's why I did all these things, was to be able to put people in a room that are at a level, but don't have anybody to talk to or to have them. And I'm not a fucking therapist, right? But I can be a good friend.
Yeah.
Right. And like, I want other people in the same space to be able to be a good friend and to be that person that they can go to. Right. Like in CCM, for instance, like I know that there's like all kinds of side conversations with people in the group I don't even fucking know about, right? Like we got a group chat and, you know, and Woody's saying like, hey, I called Adam the other day about this and that and the other. And I'm like, oh, no shit, you did that? And then I get really proud because I'm like, I helped make that happen.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and like, I've kind of realized that like, that's the thing that fulfills me now is being able to get people into a room so that everybody, it's not about me helping you or me helping that other guy in the group. It's about facilitating a space so that everybody can help everybody, or at least just hold them accountable and be a support system, right? For them. It's almost like AA for business people.
Exactly.
You know
it's really what it is.
It's AA for business. I think I'm going to rebrand it as that, right?
Yeah.
Like it's literally AA for business people. But dude, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having the courage to fucking reach out to Mike and Reggie and be like, I want to go and fucking hang out with you guys, right? Like, because I know for a fact that like, I don't necessarily have the courage to do shit like that.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm not asked to do something, I generally do not ever have the courage, because that's what it is, right? Because there's fear behind it.
Oh yeah.
Right? Of being rejected.
Rejected. Of them saying, nah, sorry man, you can't come. Or we're already full or whatever. Yes. Oh yeah.
Rejected from that. And so like I commend you, and I'm so happy that you did, because I'm really looking forward to spending more time with you. Everybody, you're lucky as fuck that you got to spend some time with Travis here today. This has been an amazing conversation. Can't wait to get to know you better. Everybody, if you need some roofing in your fucking life, call my man Travis or call somebody else. He probably doesn't take those calls, but amazing software, amazing company, amazing people. Again, that's what this platform is for, to highlight people, show the struggles that they've been through, what they're going through even now, and how they're getting through it, so that you can understand that there is a way to get through whatever the fuck you're going through. You're going through something. We all fucking know that. But what are you doing to take the steps to get through it, so that you can be okay, right? That's the reason that we're here. So thank you again. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Like, subscribe, do all that bullshit everybody fucking tells you to do. But thank you for listening. Tune in to the next one. And remember, everybody, at the end of the day, all you got to do is be authentic. Get the fuck out.
Can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic.